Welcome! Today we're going to talk about how you can find the right dog trainer for you and your dog right here in Longmont. Having a well-trained dog just makes everything better. The right kind of training means you can really enjoy all the great things our city has to offer, from a nice, calm walk along the St. Vrain Greenway to just relaxing on a downtown patio. So here's our plan. First, we'll talk about why getting local training is so helpful. Then we'll get into what makes a good professional. After that, we'll look at the different training plans out there, what you can expect to pay, and finally, some great spots around town to practice all those new skills. So why even focus on a local trainer? Well, it's because someone who actually knows Longmont can get your dog ready for real-life situations you'll find here. Like keeping your dog focused around all those geese at McIntosh Lake or staying calm on a really busy day at the Boulder County Fairgrounds. That local knowledge is just so valuable. Okay, so what should you actually be looking for in a trainer? Let's break down some of the most important things to think about when you're checking out different professionals for your dog. This is probably the first question most people have, and it's a big one. The answer really points to a modern, science-backed approach that's better for both you and your dog. The method that's most recommended these days is positive reinforcement. And the goal here isn't just about getting your dog to obey. It's really about building a strong, trusting relationship. This approach uses rewards to shape behavior, which creates a dog who actually wants to learn with you. It's way more effective than older, fear-based methods that can create anxiety. Another really important thing to do is look for professional certifications. You might see acronyms like CPDTK. These aren't just random letters. They're proof that a trainer has met some pretty high standards for their knowledge and ethics. And for more complex issues like serious fear or aggression, there are even more specialized credentials you can look for. So now that we know what to look for in a person, let's talk about the different ways training can actually happen. There are a bunch of different formats, so let's figure out which one might be the best fit for your goals. Two of the most common options you'll see are in-home training and group classes. In-home is awesome for tackling behaviors that happen, right in your home, like jumping on guests when they come to the door. Group classes, on the other hand, are fantastic for practicing focus and good manners with the distraction of other dogs around. And beyond those two, you can find more specialized programs. You'll see classes just for puppies to work on early socialization, plans for serious issues like reactivity, one-on-one private lessons for very specific goals, and even really intensive options where the professional does a lot of the initial heavy lifting. When you do find a trainer that you're interested in, it's a really good idea to have some questions ready to go. A list like this helps you cover all the important stuff, from their training philosophy to how they track progress and what their fees actually cover. It just helps you make a better decision. Okay, let's get practical and talk about cost. Having a sense of the potential investment helps you figure out a budget for the training that's going to work best for you. It helps to remember that pricing isn't just a random number. It's usually tied directly to the format you choose, a group class versus private lessons, and also the trainer's experience and certifications. This table here gives you a pretty good snapshot of some typical prices you might find in our area. As you can see, there's a big range, from a 6-week puppy class all the way up to those comprehensive board and train programs, which are a much bigger investment, but are also way more intensive. So once you start your training, the real work begins, which is practicing those new skills out in the real world. This is where it all comes together, and it's also where you've got to be aware of our local rules. One of the most important local rules to have in your back pocket is Longmont's leash law. The key thing to remember is that your leash can't be more than 8 feet long. It's all about safety and keeping control in public spaces. And, a good training program makes it so much easier for you and your dog to follow these local rules. Besides the leash law, you've got to have a current rabies tag on the collar. That's state law. And of course, training helps with things like excessive barking, which helps you be a good neighbor. The really good news is that Longmont has so many wonderful places to get out there and practice. Trails like the St. Vrain Greenway or the loop around McIntosh Lake are just perfect for working on loose leash walking and helping your dog stay focused with all sorts of real-world distractions around. And for those skills that need your dog to be off-leash, like getting a really solid recall, these are the legal, fenced-in spots where you can do that safely. It's so important to only practice that kind of work in these designated parks. And this really gets to the heart of it. The whole point of all this work isn't just about having an obedient dog. It's about building this amazing partnership that makes life better for you, your dog, and everyone around you. We really wish you the best of luck in finding the perfect trainer. Having that reliable, confident companion by your side is just going to open up so many more ways for you to enjoy life here, whether you're just hanging out at home, visiting with friends, or exploring our beautiful city together.